have a number of customers ask us if they should insure their cars because, well, they don't drive it that much on the road. Let me tell you a story. We have a good friend and a customer that used to own one of the most beautiful 1957 convertibles in the country. He thought that he could save himself a good deal of money by only insuring the car when he took it out on the road. Seems to make sense, right? He kept it very close in his garage that had an alarm, a security system, everything. Well, recently my dad was visiting with him on the phone and he could tell that something was distressing him, so he asked, "What's up?" Well, come to find out, his 1957 Chevy no longer existed. Well, it did exist, but it just now was a pile of rubble and melted parts and burned up ash. My dad, trying to lighten the mood, said to him, "Well, at least you have insurance." To which the man responded, "Nope. You see, I thought that I could save myself some money, so I didn't insure it." Well, I wasn't anticipating that my garage and house would burn down, and with it, consequently, the car. So, what's the lesson to be learned here? Any car worth collecting is worth insuring at all times, at least for fire and theft. It's reasonable to suspend the liability if you hardly ever drive it, but never suspend it entirely, even if the car is not on the road. This would apply even during the time of restoration. I know, a lot of insurance companies have difficulty with this since they're thinking, how in the world can you drive your car while it's in the restoration process? But it's still absolutely essential to have at least comprehensive, which includes fire and theft, even though you're not operating it. Let me leave you with one more story just to drive home the point. Another friend of ours lives right down the road from us. He had a dealer's license and, well, as the license as well as insurance for his exotic cars was quite expensive, on occasion he would suspend the insurance. Well, one day he and his wife were up in Georgia, Atlanta for some reason or another, and they just happened to be glancing at the TV where a news report was going on that sinkholes were plaguing the Orlando landscape. As he was watching the screen, they showed live footage of a black Porsche sliding right down into a black hole, or the pit of despair, otherwise known as a sinkhole. He looked at his wife and said nonchalantly, "That looks like my Porsche." The travesty was, it was his Porsche. You see, he had taken his car to a shop to have some work done on it, and while it was there in the parking lot, that's where the sinkhole appeared. And therefore his beautiful multi-thousand-dollar car went flying into the sinkhole without any insurance. Well, he'd learned that there wasn't just his car that went into this sinkhole. There were many other owners of exotic cars as well, and so they all banded together, and instead of just throwing in the lot, they paid for a helicopter and divers. The divers went in, had to put a harness on their cars, and with the helicopter, they had to hoist it out of the water. It was crazy, I know, but it was cheaper for them to pay $40,000 or $50,000 to get their cars hoisted out of the pit than it was to simply lose the entire value of the car. But it would have been much cheaper if they had just had insurance on their car. So, learn from their mistakes and keep your classic Chevy insured. I'd love to know, do you have any sad stories? Any stories similar to these ones of losing your shirt when you didn't insure? We'd love to hear about it. Go ahead and you can write in the comments below. And if you know of somebody who perhaps has a sad story, why don't you go ahead and share this video with them and have them share in the comment section below. We'd love to hear your story.